Hey everyone, welcome to Alliance War Season 50, War number 3. And this time we are going against Sith Eternal Army. They were Platinum 2 last season. And I'm going to real quick recap our other two alliances that we faced. So there was Zine. This was the first war that we had, and we won. They were Plat 1 last season. We had 12 deaths against them, like where we died 12 times. Then we had this alliance, the HC Professor. We also died, I think, 13 times. And then I think that was it. And so then at the end of this war, I'll show you where we currently are. So now let's get into it. So this war, I have 4 fights again. No mini boss, just 4 lane fights. I'm going in Section 1, Path 6, and Section 2, Path 7. And I was assigned Crossbones, Titania, and Negasonic. I took my Crossbones, my 7-star Crossbones, which is almost Sig 100. I took him to rank 2, and he has the same attack and health pool as my 6-star Ascended, which is Sig 200. I was surprised because usually my rank 2 7 stars are a little bit more, so that surprised me. So anyway, so I'm going to use Crossbones for this Mr. Negative fight. Nothing really special about this one. He is tactic, so you know you want to get your debuffs and your combo up to get that clarity passive to bypass the auto block and evade. And you can see here I'm being very deliberate with my boost selection. So I went into the fight and then I backed out, and I'm picking my longer boost here. When I say longer, I mean boosts that just run for a longer time. And then I pick my little 3-minute war boost once I'm at this screen to minimize the amount of time that passes by when I select it. You know, do I save that much time? I don't know, but that's just what I do. So here we've got the insurance policy, which basically, you know, I'm not supposed to remove prowess, which I'm not going to because it's Crossbones. And then the spiked armor I should bypass completely because Crossbones doesn't crit. And I believe that that's how that one works. So here we go. Now I've been watching a lot of Crossbones fights where folks have done really well with managing their Furies, and that's where you can do a heavy and pause them, and I'm trying to get a lot better about that. So I can't remember if it's this fight or another Crossbones fight where I do well. This one, you know, I paused it, I only had 2 left. And as far as ability accuracy reduction goes, when the champion, the defender's a hero, Crossbones only needs 3 Furies, and when they're a villain, I think it needs to be 4 or 5, something like that. I just know it's more than 3. My goal is just to get as many Furies as possible. So you can see here that this fight's going extremely well. Like I'm very happy with it. So. We still have 95% of our health. Now, this next fight that we're going into, Wong, he's a rank 2, I believe, and this is a tier 1 map. So with Wong, I make the decision to not put on what's it called? A science boost for the specials, because this is my only Titania fight and I still have a Crossbones fight to go, and his skill boost will still be active when I get to it. So my Titania is rank 3 and I felt like I would do just fine without that boost. So that's why I didn't switch up the class boost on her. If I had more fights or they were in a different order, I might, you know, play that differently. So anyway, that's that. So here again, Wong, when you're against Titania, you really bypass a lot of the things that makes him difficult, because he would get unstoppable sometimes when you get a buff on you, but I don't have to worry about that because Titania doesn't get buffs. And then I want to keep track of his little Eldritch spell counter that's going on. It was like at 67 up above him in the top right. Because if you hit him when he's like at 100 or close to it, you're going to take a burst of energy damage. And the only way to not take that damage is to heavy him, and then I think it erases all of his energy. So it's just something to keep track of. Alright, so next we are moving up to Path 7, Section 2. And here we have a Stark Spider-Man. And I realized at this point that my screen looked a little bit dim on my part. And I'm playing this after I had a shift. I had been in the OR for 11 hours. Like, I was exhausted because I was actually scrubbed into surgery for all these knee replacements where I'm like holding these retractors to like spread the knee open, and it requires like a lot of strength and weight to like increase the space between the bones. And yeah, so it was questionable whether or not I should have like rested first, but anyway, I want to go ahead and get this done. So Starkey is tactic, but otherwise he doesn't have anything that should play into these nodes too much. So I think, you know, he's like a path splitter here is the term that folks use who are much better at war than I am. But anyway, so my goal again is to do a good job of maintaining my Furies. And because Spidey's a hero, all it takes is 3 Furies to shut off his ability accuracy. So you see there I'm at 7 now, and I start doing really well. I have 10 Furies. I should heavy after this striker. I hope I do. Do I? Yes. Okay, good. So now I'm kind of getting the hang of it, like keeping those Furies up, and the damage is just going to really start ramping up. I need to knock him down again because of the protection node. We're still working to get him down. 11 Furies. Good to go. Alright, and that was my last fight with Crossbones. So the nice thing, this is my first war. I think I didn't have to use any health potions, which is really nice. So next up, we have this Kingpin fight. Now this was my first time taking Kingpin here. So every time he purifies or cleanses a debuff, he's going to be getting a, like a passive, what is it? Something that's energized. He's going to basically start increasing his combat power rate or defensive power rate, whatever it's called. So as you know, Kingpin has a lot of personal debuffs, so this is a good placement for him because I believe that those count towards the node. Because as I'm playing this, I start seeing he gets like 11 plus of these little energized passives. So I'm taking in Negasonic here because her stun is passive, so it doesn't count as a debuff. And her incinerates are also passive, so they don't count as debuffs. So really what I'm going to be dealing with here is Kingpin purifying his own debuffs, which is still going to happen. And so you just have to take his power into consideration, his power gain. So as I'm playing this, oh, that's right, and he gets these little exhaustion or fatigue debuffs on him. And if he purifies those count towards the little energized passives as well. As you see, he's got 2 already. And yeah, so I throw an SP1 here just to kind of ramp up my incinerates. At first I was thinking to go get him up to get Negasonic up to our SP2, but now I'm seeing like he's gaining really crazy power because of his personal debuffs. So now I'm just like, alright, well I've already got him halfway down just from an SP1 and some basic attacks. So I think that is going to be my ticket to get him down. I'm not even going to try for the SP2 because I don't want to push him over 2 bars of power and deal with an unblockable or unblockable SP2 or his unstoppable buff that he gets from it. So I'm just going to work on whittling him down. Let's see. Yep, so now he's at 19. So look, I mean like 4 basic hits and he is already well above a bar of power. So this fight can get out of hand very quickly. I don't think it gets any more of this energize. I think we finished it out here. Yep. All right, perfect. So there we go. Negasonic did really well, and that was another deathless war for me. Granted, you know, it was only 4 fights, but again, it's my first time fighting in war at this level, so I will take it. And I'm really grateful that my planners have been giving me the fights they have. And this here shows that we won again. So we've had 3 wins in a row. Our alliance did have 14 deaths, so I know that the goal is to get those down, because if we keep winning, then we are going to continue matching against more and more difficult alliances. So, and that's what we want. We want to keep winning, and we want to match against those alliances. But, you know, in those wars, I mean, you want your deaths really, I think, to be in the single digits. I think that the Masters alliances are doing pretty well this season so far. So, so yeah. Thank you for watching, and I will be posting War 4 as soon as it happens. We're still waiting for matchmaking to finish up. So thanks again. If you have any questions or comments, please drop them below, and otherwise I will see you on the next one.